Good morning. Yes, we are live for another week. Excited this morning. We're going to be talking about rules for success. Success is definitely no accident, and there are certain things that successful people do on an ongoing basis to help them in success.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be talking about this week on Midweek Mindfreak.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of RizMedia's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to Midweek Mindfreak.
Good morning. So, my wife just left. Yes, throw the dog out. That pain in the ass
No,
dog.
it's perfect.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get our comments going here. Yeah, so this morning we're going to be talking about rules for success. There are a lot of different rules for success. I mean, we can go over a plethora of them.
Cornucopia.
The cornucopia is for Easter, isn't that? No, Thanksgiving. There you go. Anyway, rules for success. So we have a handful of ones that we're going to talk about, and some of them may be a little different spin on what maybe you've heard, and maybe it might sit there and go, well, that's me, and I need to make some changes. So let's start off with my first one, and that is thinking differently. Thinking differently. I think we get too comfortable in life that sometimes, what's that phrase? You don't see the forest for the trees. I never understood that phrase, but I use it.
It's because you're staring at the one tree or the couple of trees, so you can't see the big picture.
Oh, well there you go. I just learned
At least
something
I think.
today.
I made that up.
That was a good, maybe if anybody out there has...
Someone says, hi, Grandpa.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, good morning. Anyway, so thinking differently. What does that mean to think differently? To think outside of normally what you do, because maybe you are in a rut, and maybe you're just like, I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to become successful because the things I keep doing aren't working. And, one of the things that we did is we studied other industries. So being in the real estate industry, we just naturally think, well, let's just keep looking in the real estate industry. And then we sought out Dave Ramsey, and it like opened our eyes to business and really helped out our business tremendously.
Because it challenged our thinking.
Think differently. There's that one. So maybe you might be in a rut or hitting a plateau of success. Think outside of real estate if that's the industry you're in, or whatever industry you're in. Look at another industry. Here's another one that I do. I kind of do this naturally as I work backwards. It really does challenge your mind to work backwards. So if you have a goal in mind, don't sit there and look at the ways to reach that goal. Think of it as going backwards. And I know some people might go, what the heck does that even mean?
Well, I think the way that you think, because I listen to you every day, you describe where you want to go, and then you're like, okay, well, what's the step before that? Like, what has to happen before that? Instead of saying, what do I need to do to get there? You say, well, what has to happen before that to make that last step possible? And that's what you mean by working backwards.
Yes, and what it does is it just jogs your mind. It forces you to look at things differently and not the same way you're looking at. I like this one. Ask a child or one of your kids for advice. Like if you had a problem or an issue, ask them how they would tackle that problem. Now, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying take their advice, but you'd be amazed how sometimes they may say something that jogs your memory or jogs the way you think.
Because they didn't conventionally think down the same path that you
Yes.
would. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Matthew does it all the time.
Yeah.
Usually to a dead end, but
yeah. But it helps us think differently. I heard one that I thought was kind of strange, and I may want to try it one day. Not that I never do this, and it's taking a shower. So I do that every day.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes, every day. I don't know how people function without that.
I don't know.
I'm not even going
That's a whole
there.
other topic.
But they say there's some kind of a weird link between, like, if you want to jog your memory, is just go take a nice shower, and it kind of clears your mind to think differently.
You don't mean jog your memory. You mean shake your thinking up.
Okay, that's what I meant. Jog, shake. It's not the same thing.
Shake your thinking. You're not trying to remember something. You're trying to think differently, something new.
Okay. There you go.
You're welcome.
Well, that was the first one, is thinking differently.
My first one I actually had to learn because I'm such a nerd. And when you're trying to attain a really high level of success, you have to defy the rules. And I don't mean break the law or, do something that's not ethical at all, but you have to, it's closely related to thinking differently. You can't just do it the same way it's always been done all the time. Now, there are clues for success, and you can mimic successful people in ways, and it will help you to shorten the learning curve. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but defying the rules, going outside of the box that people want to keep you in, defying those boundaries is absolutely necessary if you really want huge success.
That doesn't mean
a little success, but
break the law.
No, definitely not.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the unspoken rules, or the box that people want to put you in, or the way you're supposed to do things all the time. That's why we're so excited about the next chapter of our career, because we're defying the rules, right? Doing something really, really differently. When we built our building, that was defying the rules, And so those kinds of things outside the box.
Yeah, and I think maybe a good way of thinking that when you're saying it is the norm.
The norm. Good.
Yeah.
But people make like the
not
norm.
The guy from Cheers.
Not the guy. Don't defy him. But people make the norm as if they are laws and rules. And when you go outside the norm, it's as if you're breaking the law. People get all offended and like I don't know, they get very critical, right? Get very critical of you because you're doing something that is outside of the norm.
I can't. I'm
now you're picturing norm?
Well, no, because I'm thinking the norm, but then it makes me think of the Chad.
The Chad.
Let's see who. Here's a little test. Chad? Who knows what movie the Chad was in? Boy, that was like a little
segue. You're thinking differently.
That really wasn't a segue. That was like a complete sidetrack. The Chad. Where is that from? Anyway, the next one is have a bigger vision. I think this normally. I mean, my mind doesn't stop thinking bigger. Sometimes I wished it would just shut off a little bit. I'm like, all right, let me be content. But there's some people who don't think big in anything they do. There's no bigger vision in their life. They even simply think of themselves as too small, or that they can't achieve it. I'm actually sad for people like that, because I do come across people and I listen to them speak, and I'm like, I see more potential in people than they see in themselves. Why would I do wrong now?
You didn't do anything wrong, but I'm thinking, do
the Chad.
You have potential.
Oh, and you have potential. You, yes. And then I do. I really do see potential in people's lives. So sometimes they're limited based on their past. Maybe they've never had anything in life or any massive success, so it's almost like they're throwing in the towel, which is horrible, because I don't care what stage of your life you're in. You could go strive to fulfill your dreams. Bigger picture. Sometimes it's because they're around other people.
You don't think big.
Well, no, they don't think big for them. So you jumped. I'm going to go to, like, they may look at you and hold you down
Oh, I
because,
see.
like, you may say, well, I'm going to go try this. I'm like, really? You can't do that. So they don't think of you as any better.
Mhm.
So they're taking their thoughts, their mindset, and portraying them on you, and you're affected by it. And then, yes, lastly, the people you hang around with. Oh my gosh, it's like a common theme for Midweek Mindfreak
Yeah, it
about
is that
who you
important.
surround yourself with. People, if you're around people who are not big thinkers, I will guarantee you will not be a big thinker. And you may even think you're a big thinker because you're around people who don't even think at all.
That's right. That's actually an epidemic. People don't even take the time to think, right? It actually takes time and practice to think big. And you have to literally take the time to think.
Yeah. Debbie got it right. The Chad was from Charlie's Angels. Who called them the Chad? Well, that's a trick question.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I know. Well, we keep people engaged. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Keep people entertained and
Speaking of engaged, I had a dream the other night that he asked me to marry him. It was really romantic.
Did you accept?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Thank God. So, yes, don't let other people's visions become your vision. Like I said, I can't help but really go, if you're in a group of people that you surround yourselves with, and it could even be the company you're at, that they have these limited beliefs they put on you. You know what I'm going to say? I know I'm going to get some heat for this. I don't care. I'm going to tell you this. If a company is selling you on their low fees, that's a limited belief.
Yeah,
because you don't even realize that. And there's thousands of agents out there that here's what they go, I'm here because they have cheap fees. And these companies actually say, come hang your license here for these cheap fees. That's a limited belief.
But there's a lot of people with limited beliefs, so.
Well, I'm just saying it. It comes disguised in many things, in many ways.
That shouldn't be all you're saying is that shouldn't be the determining factor of what you're doing.
And I love this, John 10:10. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it in full or abundance.
Mm-hmm.
The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I always say it's the enemy that makes you think you're not worthy or you can't have something greater, when I believe God has blessed us with that he wants you to have an abundant life. So
you know what you made me think of when you were talking about, again, how it matters who you surround yourself with. Here's a good like a litmus test. When's the last time you sat around with whoever you hang around with and dream together? Talk about big visions, talk about the future, being excited about something, whether it be your career or your relationships or what you want to accomplish. When's the last time that happened in your conversation? If it doesn't ever happen, that's either you need to start thinking bigger yourself, or you need to surround yourself with people who think as big as you do, because those conversations are invigorating and lots of good ideas come out of those dreaming conversations.
You know, when I had that last conversation yesterday, you see, I have it with my spouse. That's you.
That's me.
My beautiful bride. Almost daily, we dream together, big thinking. It doesn't mean that you have to do it with your spouse or significant other, but the people you're working with. And that's another reason why I hate to say it, but going through life alone in business is
not as fun.
No, it's not even as fun. It's not going to help you grow.
Mm-hmm. You have to have people around you to challenge you.
Yes.
So my next one is of successful people, like really successful people. And I'm going to say it's going to sound weird at first. Show good sportsmanship.
I am
no, I mean it. Like
good sportsman.
I don't understand why. I know it's sin and all of that, but why do we look at somebody else's success and want to tear it down? Why? Why do we feel like that everybody that we compete against is our enemy?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, but that's how the world wants us to act. Just look at social media, tear people down. And I am finally, for the first time in my real estate career, finding people, really successful people who have good sportsmanship, that really want success for you, that truly want it, and will not only want it for you, but come alongside you and help make it happen. And that's just in the fiber of my being, is wanting to help people grow and be more successful and achieve their dreams and dream bigger. And so I think that I'm not perfect at it. I have really mean thoughts all the time, but I think that real successful people appreciate it when other people are experiencing great big success as well.
I really believe that is one of the foundational truths to eXp Realty, and why people don't understand why it is the fastest growing company. That is one of their, it almost forces you to do it. And it's one of the main reasons why we moved there, because it does. We get to pour into others and help them achieve success.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's in our nature to dream with our closest friends and staff and things of that nature. That's just our conversations, and that's only grown because it's I just feel like we're encouraged to do it even bigger. It's just it's really cool,
and it is so fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
To help other people become successful.
Mm-hmm. It keeps excitement in your business.
It's funny. I actually had someone say to me once, "Well, why do you really do it?" And I'm like, man, I love helping people become successful. I love getting someone and helping them fulfill their dreams, especially ones who don't believe they can achieve anything. So anyway, that's that one. The next rule for success is outsmart your competition. Now, on the surface, that's kind of looks like sneaky or something, but outsmarting your competition, how do you outsmart your competition? Well, number one is knowledge. Knowledge. You ever hear that phrase, knowledge is power? What did you just do there?
I said it with you.
Oh, knowledge is power.
They weren't sure who said it because I said my mouth went in the same exact way yours did. They weren't sure if you said it or I said it.
Okay, all right. So how do you get knowledge? One, learn. Plug in. Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff out there on the internet. Now, be careful of where you pick. I mean, do your research, make sure you're getting good advice. But there is so much training that I've watched that help me learn.
Mm-hmm.
Help me learn in everything. It's like I get hungry for knowledge. And it almost comes natural now as you get, at least for me when I get older. I just want to learn everything I want to do. I want to learn. We were just talking about how many people, here's what they do. There's a problem that they have. And some of our staff used to do this too. And they'll have a problem. And instead of trying to figure it out,
they just ask.
They constantly run and go, hey, could you? And we're like, I got to learn that too. And I like trying to figure stuff out. And the only time I reach out to someone is when I come to a standstill. Because remember,
it's exercise. Yeah, it's exercise for your mind. I'm watching a show right now, a series of classes talking about pretty much exercising your mind, thinking in different ways to keep you sharp.
Yeah, so one is learn. And if you're in real estate, that's what we do over at the forum. There's going to be so much training coming back out, and there's just a plethora of knowledge that you can get. It's not the second time I used that word today. So I'm going to go on my soapbox for a second. I hate it when there's thousands of agents out there that have no idea what they're doing in real estate and yet take no training. It's like a hobby for them. People are so lazy-minded, and it's frustrating for the people who do pour into the career because they got to deal with these agents that have no idea what they're doing. You know, we used to, when we were selling a lot more, what did we always say? We had an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
over other agents.
Absolutely.
Because we knew the contract, we knew everything inside and out. We could run circles around other agents and negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference between a true professional and someone who just has their license.
Yep. And there's always more to learn. You can always get better. You can get better with the way you script. You can get better at problem solving, and asking questions. And there's a never ending amount of things to learn to become better. And it is such a joy when you do finally work with somebody who's competent. What a joy that is, because unfortunately it's super rare.
Yeah. So knowledge. The other one is by doing. You gain, you can outsmart your competition by the knowledge, by doing, constantly doing. And it's one of the things that I think we're at a level, and I'm not saying we're better than anybody, but when you oversee 40,000 homes sold and 9 billion in production, we're at a level that most people will never get to. And it's that constant day in, day out dealing with situations in the real estate world, and how to make people successful and negotiate contracts that by us constantly doing, right? You're at a different level. So we could say we could outsmart our competition. The other one, lastly, is get into mastermind groups. You have no idea, good ones.
Not the ones that just, they don't talk about anything and nobody's accountable. Those stink.
Yeah. So really powerful mastermind groups. And you should never say that I'm too good for them. We're in mastermind groups. Another reason why we're at EXP, because we're surrounding ourselves with people that do something better than us, and then we get to pour in what we do better in them, and it's
we all come out better. Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible being in really good mastermind groups, and so
my last one is one of the most important ones. And because if you can do this, if you can be this, then you'll win most of the time anyway. And that is determination.
Wait, can I interrupt you before you go to determination?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you up.
Hi, Nicole.
So Nicole, yes, she teaches KV Core. So when we talk about outsmarting the competition and someone who is a true professional, that is just like, I love being around this girl because she is so intelligent. That girl right there. You know what? There's a reason why she's one of the top producers in this industry. She's incredible.
Yes. And she's an incredible person.
Yes. If you don't know Rachel, you need to
should be sad.
Know. Yes. So how to put that up there?
What's on? Oh yeah, my green screen stuff. Anyway, my hair disappeared into the green screen world for a second. I'm not really losing that.
We're in the green screen. You mean this ain't our house? We're not on the ocean.
This is not
right
the ocean
now.
Breeze coming through my hair. So the last one is determination. I know for a fact I am not the smartest or the most knowledgeable or
usually the hottest though. Yes. Yep.
I know that I'm not the cream of the crop. We are just two schmoes who are extremely determined.
Wait, why'd you put me into that?
You're a schmo too, right? So we're two schmoes that never stop learning, and we surround ourselves with better people, and we do all of these things we talked about, but above all, we are so determined. You just won't stop us. You won't stop us. We will accomplish what we put out by the grace of God. We will accomplish it because we're so dedicated. Absolutely. Grilling it. That's really cute.
I love that.
Rachel Krill is
Sean's killing it too, though.
Yeah, but she's grilling it.
So, I know. I've
cute.
seen it. He's beginning yet. No.
So anyway, that's the last one. If you're like, well, I don't have any of these other things, what you can have is determination. Nobody can stop you when you are as determined, for example, as the two of us are to accomplish what we set out to accomplish.
So those are some rules for success. We follow them. We live by stuff that we talk about, and if I don't, we get convicted. And like I said, one of the reasons why we moved to EXP. which I'm going to segue into. If anybody out there is struggling in real estate and you're not getting some of the support, or you're not surrounded by bigger thinkers, and you want to have massive results in your life, seek us out. Come partner with us. I don't care where in the country you're at. Seek us out and lock arms with us and get to know what does it mean to be partners with us. And let's dream together, guys, and live some a big, abundant life. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. Have a blessed day, and